Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer open league race for season 4. We have a race between Slowpoke of Grouchy Old Men and Slapshotfred of Its Mitts over in the Desert Palace division. My name is Sorcerer Finch. I'm joined in the booth by Mocha Jones. How are you doing today, Mocha?
I'm good. How you doing, Sorcerer Finch?
Doing A-okay, doing A-okay. We are also joined in the booth by Maddie Walkherd, who will be pushing the buttons for us, keeping us honest with what items have been located. We've got a pretty nice matchup here. Slowpoke is 4-0 so far in the season, Slapshotfred 2-1, and we get bombs to start out in Link's house.
Yeah, and this week 6, is open. And I was just about to ask, how do you think these runners are going to start? But we see that they both started in Link's house, and we already have an early map check. It looked like we had all crystals and a red crystal in desert. I might want to double check that here.
Right, that looked so that's going to put 3 pendants. That might be good for a nice seed.
No, green pendant desert. My bad.
Okay, that's still not too bad. There's still some value, and there's the Moon Pearl already over on Slowpoke's side. The early Uncle Play already paying out pretty nicely. We will need that, and the bow. So this might turn out to be an Eastern play at
Yeah, and
pretty
there's a
soon.
mirror in the Lost Woods.
Well, this is a fun seed so far to start out with. Not a whole lot of money going into Kakariko, but we've already got bombs, so we'll be able to clear out the all of the checks inside the village.
All right. So as I was saying, this is open. So the world is just open, just locked by what items you have, and so we'll see these runners. Some at some point hopefully converge in GT, but it'll take a minute.
Right, looks like that triple, and ooh, that's a nice bush crab there for 20 rupees. Early money is going to be helpful both for bottle vendor and for purchasing some bombs potentially as you go through. And there's Quake, 300 rupees.
Like a heart-owned lumberjack tree, so we're not going to see that today.
Yeah, now we still might have to beat Aghanim, but yeah, definitely not for that heart. We will not be heart for go mode.
And so far, I think the only thing of note in Blonta was that Quake.
Right. Well, and I guess the shield if you really want.
Do we really need a defense? Is that really a thing that our runners will want? But the
Probably
hammer
not.
might.
Yeah, that hammer is going to be pretty nice. Nice early hammer, and that also means we just need a glove, and we will not need to defeat Aghanim at all.
And we have Dark World access at 5 minutes.
I mean, that would be pretty nice.
And also a little scary. We'll say that.
True. Although that blue armor right there, that blue mail from the bottle vendor, that's worth the $100. 3 minutes into a seed.
Oh, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Also, bomb block bombs are the best. Don't you agree?
I mean, I guess the nice thing, yeah, especially like if you had to go buy bombs to go get that, so it could be better, I guess. And there's the red meringue, so a decent amount though coming out of Kakariko. Like we're just 1 item away from Dark World access. We've got a couple nice traveling items with at least with the mirror. And the hammer will make it easier to open up that portal from the south of Link's house.
We do have a boomerang and a weapon, so we can see what the stun prize is. Um, Fred's not gonna go for that money. That was at least 100 pack.
Right. Meanwhile, Slowpoke is and Slapshotfred is going to check South Shore, which is not too bad. It is going to influence routing a little bit because that bow that we had found, actually the bow and the Moon Pearl over on Slowpoke side, that's probably going to influence a trip over to Eastern a little bit earlier. Now, whether or not that will pay out or not, we'll find out. And we've got Dark World access at 5 minutes. Or we're in no mode for Dark World access at least.
Oh my goodness. All right, Jet Seed, potentially anyone?
Well, it's going to be Jet Seed until we need Bombos, and where's Bombos?
That'd be Roll of Fire and Pendant Ice.
Yeah, Pendant Ice. Yeah, that would be a heck of a place. So it's going to be an interesting mini Helma or mini Moldorm cave with the hammer. You don't get a great hitbox with that, and you're low on hearts. You got at least blue mail, but it's going to be a little bit tougher.
And only 2 bombs, so you can't really just bomb them.
Right, especially since you need some of them. You still need one for Ice Rod Cave, and that one did get away, so you got to use a couple more hammer shots here. There we go.
Sadly, they're in the rupee pack, so that's sad. Can't get bombs from that. Best boomerang, by the way.
And not a whole lot there. Let's see. This island, and there's Ether. That's good info to know about. Now, Slowpoke's going to miss out on at least one of the progressive gloves. Not to say that there can't be another set of gloves up here, but...
Yeah, I feel like Slowpoke is quickly going to clear out Eastern, cause we know it's a crystal and it's clearable, so no reason not to go there right now. If Slowpoke had gone south, would have gotten that glove, might have changed some decision making. Not sure. We'll see what Fred does. There's a lamp.
Oh, and that I know is Slowpoke's favorite item there, that lamp. And that actually does now make Eastern fully in logic as well. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting past there. Slapshotfred did go ahead and pick up that Moon Pearl, though, and bow from that side. Looks like we'll be going up the mountain.
Yeah. Well,
or not. Or just taking it straight into Dark World.
I'm thinking Dark World. I would have thought dropping into the back of Escape, having a way to get back there, but this is also a valid play. Going ahead and going into Dark World, getting that information of what we need to finish out this game, potentially.
Right. It's still a good play. And there's item number 1 over on Slowpoke's side, just 10 arrows. I mean, it's better than having 30 arrows and picking up a 10, but...
Alright, so what is Dark World? So we have 5-6 at Skullwoods and Meyer.
And our pendants were Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
Oh, goodness. So there's a potential we would need Bombos. And it could be in Pendant Ice.
Oh, and actually, that's a nice place for the shovel right there at the dig game, or the treasure game rather.
Yeah, we can, since we have mirror, just go ahead and check Stumpy and also dig up whatever's there. There's our big key in Eastern, so I don't remember if we saw an item in the second chest or not.
I don't recall. But Slowpoke is going to go ahead and do the loop. I mean, yeah, you don't want to isolate a chest 10 minutes in. It doesn't quite feel good, especially with such a long dungeon as Eastern. For being a relatively easy dungeon, it's definitely it's still a tedious one.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just tedious. Ooh, early key in Thieves Town.
At this point, I'm curious, who do you think will find the first sword between the two runners? Oh, well, there's Bombos.
I don't know. I mean, the world's pretty much wide open for the most part. There's areas we can't get to, but it could be the first sword could be anywhere. My guess is it's going to be on Spec Rock. Who's going to go up there first?
Okay, okay. I can dig that. I can dig that.
For a second there, I thought Slowpoke was going to go into the rupee room over there.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but it definitely, it's still pretty early on, still only 5 hearts, and even though the rest of this kind of area won't really hurt you too much, it's still understand. Also, taking out the Stalfos here with just pots and bows, definitely not a fun prospect.
Yeah, not having that sword, having the 2 hammer shots on each of those little popos, the tentacle things. I can never remember the name of them.
Ropas, I think.
Ropa. No, I thought
No?
yeah, that's what are snakes in the dungeon, in the basement.
Either way, they're gone, and so are the Almost Knights. So I guess it doesn't look like it was an important item, at least. But that is crystal number 1 for Slowpoke. First one on the board.
Yes, as we have Fred making their way on into the attic of Thieves Town, going to blow up the floor and then go rescue the maiden to go ahead and progress through this dungeon.
Well, that's gonna play havoc with property values of Thieves Town.
I mean, it's
And
already running down, so I mean, good luck selling that.
and thank you very much for the clarification of ropes are the snakes, ropas are the enemies in the dark world, and then popos are the enemies in that specific room in Eastern Palace. So actually, with the bow, this is going to be a little bit. This is going to be a bit quicker, potentially, for Slowpoke to finish off. Yep, the mini Moldorms.
Yeah, still kind of a pain, just cause those those mini Moldorms just go whichever way. They don't care about you. So we're gonna see what's in big chests here in Thieves Town.
Well, that was certainly something.
I mean, I guess if we're hungry before we get the blind, we can eat it.
Yeah, I mean it is a long walk back back to the boss room.
We're getting a new check. Slowpoke is going to go check Ice Rock Cave. Fred's saved and quit right after mini Mortarn Cave.
And this is going to be a tough fight. Now that's a great first part, but doing blind with just the hammer is not a with hammer 6 hearts, not fun.
Yeah,
Looks like
I'm going to anticipate some pulse buffers here soon for phase 3. Maybe not. No pulse buffering. We're just gonna one shot them.
that was clean. That was really well done. And you get a vanilla heart container, and that's crystal number 1 for Slapshotfred.
Yeah, is this even randomized? Getting that heart container there. Ooh, Slowpoke fake flip ring. Did not go to the dam, so did not get that glove.
Yeah, and I think this is something that Slowpoke will do to skip out on the dam, at least for to start out with. So it's going to be a little unfortunate.
Maybe that book will send Slowpoke back towards desert area.
Yeah, and that would kind of be the best play. What we're really hoping now for on Slowpoke's side is that there's nothing on the Zora ledge. And there's nothing. That's a good sign. Meanwhile, we got the dig game over on Fred's side. It's taking a good while, couple digs.
All that for 20 bucks, it looks like.
Yep, that is. And yet he's still going. And just a heart container over on Slowpoke's side. But this is going to be nice for Slapshotfred. Like, be able to check K45, check kind of all your checks down here.
Yeah, as it looks like Slowpoke is going... Ooh, there's Arcanus and Maria. We had the mayor of Knox County people.
All right, that's going to be a nice find, especially for Swamp to be able to pull off at least one of the diver down tricks. You can also set up a diver down with bombs, but I'm not sure how Fred. And there's our first sword, 17 minutes in.
And that shovel turned into some trash. So we're gonna see Fred probably. I wonder if he'll go north. Oh, going to go south. Probably will head over towards desert area. Or not.
Or pod.
Or pod. Yes.
Because actually, being able to do pod Eastern back to back sounds like a good prospect, and you still got Hype Cave along the way. We'll see how Hype Cave is today.
I always start it at like -2, cause it's Hype Cave has not been very hype lately.
Blue Goo is not it's not bad. But yeah, other than that, that was not a Hype Cave. It gives you an extra check in back in Kakariko, but
yeah, here's that going north. Hey, there's flippers. Okay.
Now that's an interesting find, because now we've got at least now we've got those we got the book now in Logic, but still a little interesting.
Yeah, okay, so with Fred going this way, go ahead and check in Pyramid. Do you see Fred go ahead and going up to Catfish? Or do you foresee Fred going on the pod from here?
That's a good question. Like, I would probably hope to just to go to pod, and yeah, and it looks like that is where Fred's going, just because it's going to be 2 crystals like that you can do back to back. So, and that's going to be a little bit more value than catfish, or if you want to do catfish, or if you want to skip catfish and fake flipper, kind of how Slowpoke did, and get 4 checks that way, or 3 checks, 3 to 4, depending on how your ancillaries go. And there is that there's that glove for Slowpoke.
A Slowpoke has a decision to make: go in the Dark World and go ahead and start doing Dark World checks, or continue. Yep, going to save and quit. Probably heading the Dark World. Probably the route that Fred took as well.
Will we see back of escape though first from Slowpoke?
I feel like we would, because Slowpoke's already done everything else in Escape. We know that there's a key back there. But other than that, I think there might still be 2 items. I didn't see the map.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the map either.
Yeah.
But it's still...
there's at least 1.
There's our key, and there's 20 bucks, and so not a whole lot back here, but and Fred is indeed in pod. We're gonna try to see what items we can pull out of it.
And there's Slowpoke making that play, probably going to Dark World. If we see Slowpoke head up the mountain, I will be a little surprised. Nope, okay, we're going to the mountain.
How surprising. And I don't hate this as well. It's without that hook shot, it is gonna kind of not let you do a decent number of checks, but also you've got the mirror, so you'll be able to do East Side, Death Mountain.
Yeah, and that also go ahead and unlocks that save point up here as well, as we have some paradox going on inside the old man cave.
Gary chasing Gary. Yeah, so. Oh, yes. Slowpoke still does not have a sword, but there's the Titan's mitts.
Making the play and paying off. Wow.
Whew. Oh, man. That's pretty nice right there. Yeah, Slowpoke's twin looking out for him. And that also does give, well, it gives a little bit of Dark Death Mountain, but again, we still need that hook shot, and we still need to really be able to clear out a bit more, because right now there's nothing in Hookshot Cave that's accessible without the boots or without the hook shot.
And now we can also, depending on what it is, we could open up pod. We know it is just a pendant. Now Slowpoke knows that as well. So Slowpoke can do a lot on the mountain now.
And I guess Slowpoke will also be able to get the knowledge on the tablet here. Won't be able to do anything about it without 2 swords, but
Nothing there, so that will stay there and will not be destroyed.
Right. But here we go. We got Slowpoke dipping into Hera, another crystal dungeon.
Ooh, there's a fire rod.
Whew, that's a good find back there. No. We are, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have a little bit of a coffee break over on Slowpoke's side. And there's the big key over in Harmless Hellway. over on Fred's side.
That was a nice quad hit with those terrapins right there.
And the nice thing about the dinos in this room is at least they go down to one swing of the fighter sword, which is good because otherwise they do a decent amount of damage. The maze really not paying out though. Found the compass in the map and just $50 there.
All right, so we're going climbing Hera and going to go fight the Helmosaur inside pod. They might actually get to the bosses at maybe the same time.
It's going to be pretty close, yeah, because Slowpoke still has a decent amount to go. Yeah, Tower Hera is just one of those dungeons that it can go on for a little bit, or if you've got the right items, it's a 2-minute affair.
And if you're in go mode, it's more like 30 seconds.
Right, zip to the top and you're good.
I believe that was our first item.
It was, yeah. So that means Moldorm is going to have our second item.
And with Slowpoke, it's just going to be 3 hammer hits to the tail to take down Moldorm if he's not doing as he does right now in Trollus.
Yeah, it's definitely harder with that, with just a hammer. It's going to make things a little bit pretty difficult. I mean, I guess the nice thing is Moldorm won't get enraged, but that's not to say that Moldorm won't just knock you off the edge.
Yeah, stay away from that middle hole, though. That's all we ask.
And there's number 3. And Slapshotfred takes down King Helmosaur at pretty much the same time. And that is crystal number 2 for Slowpoke, and that is crystal number 2 for Fred. Completely different crystals for the two of them as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, Fred will immediately, though, get another crystal as soon as, they mirror and go into Eastern. Slowpoke, it might be a minute.
That's a good point. Floating island, just a bottle with the B.
I feel like Slowpoke might get that because that would be their first bottle.
Although they're going to be probably doing Paradox Cave first, so we'll see. We'll see which order they do things. And if we have to end up doing Turtle Rock, we will need Quake. You can't do it yet.
Yeah,
you
no
need
sword.
a sword. That's never a good feeling. Like, hey, I've actually got the right medallion and can't do anything about it.
Now, if there's a swordless, then yes, we could go ahead and get it. But not swordless, just open.
I do think you're right. I think Slowpoke might think about getting that bottle.
Yeah. So, yeah, just get it. jump down, mirror, and do all your Light World Dark Death Mountain checks.
Yeah, overall for the equipment, it's a pretty good way of clearing out as much of the mountain as you can. So, but if Fred finds a hook shot in not in Eastern, because we know what all Eastern has, um, but Fred may be able to complete this section so much quicker.
It was a gold bee. Got the good bees today.
It's kind of satisfying just to be able to walk through the mini moldworms. They just do a quarter heart of damage with the red mail.
All right, so where do these runners go from here? I would imagine that Fred will probably make their way up the mountain. What about Slowpoke? Where would Slowpoke go from here?
I've got a feeling Slowpoke will go ahead and do the Village of Outcasts, maybe Turtle Rock kind of checks. Because Slowpoke's saving and quitting from here. That's why he's not bothering to take out the mini moldworms. And the mountain comes up pretty empty. That cape could be something, but because I don't think we saw North Hyrule on Fred's side.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Fred possibly could have done Spike Cave. With half magic and cape, that could have been a possibility. Not sure if would have done that, but it was a thing that could have been done.
So I think Slowpoke might go ahead and turn in this. Got the bee out. Might go ahead and turn the bee in for 100 rupees. I don't know if it's a. It's a fun play at least, but. Just for $5 though. And he is.
Oh, but did not go far enough to not have it go towards that statue.
Ah. I mean, he's fine on money anyway, so it's it would have been more just for fun, but. All right. Meanwhile, Slowpoke's going to go ahead and make these Village of Outcast checks, and as our runners retrace each other's steps, as a reminder, our runners Slowpoke and Fred, they're putting on a great show for us, so please drop them a follow.
Also, give our tracker Maywalk. I can never pronounce Maywalk. Maddie Walk.
Yeah.
For keeping us on track here. Thank you, Finch, for casting this with me. And also, if you want to help support ALTTPR League, there is this button down below that you can hit to subscribe to the channel, use some emotes, and again, help support the league channels here.
And that wasn't, that right there, because Slowpoke went and bought a red potion from the shop there. That, outside of entrance, you really don't see that shop right there.
I wonder if Slowpoke is thinking, If I'm fighting blind with just a hammer, I want to make sure I can leave.
Right, yeah, because even though getting back to blind isn't too bad, the fight room itself makes it much more difficult if you've got to refight blind. And yeah, Fred's going ahead and making these mountain checks, and won't really have an opportunity to have a quicker time than Slowpoke had. So that'll work out for work out just to be a wash on time.
The first sword was on Stumpy.
Yeah, so Slowpoke will be picking up that sword. It's just not before this blind fight. Whoops, and there we go. Fred be able to use a fire rod here. It's always nice, kind of, for both of our runners picking up that half magic. Just makes things a little bit nicer the rest of the way.
Yeah, there are some things that are kind of taken for granted in this game. Half magic is not one of those things.
Yeah, and I don't believe with the league this year we don't have an SG Live type settings where the half magic gets removed in favor of a small magic decanter. So that's definitely one where you really feel that loss of half magic.
Yeah, it's always fun during those races to say, "Oh, look, they found half magic," and chat's like, "Wait, what?"
Getting a little bit of a speed boost, just bouncing off of the bumper there.
Yeah, I believe both our runners did that, using the bumper boost there to get to Mordorm.
All right, and Fred is on the Moldorm fight. Gets number 1. Oh, that one just didn't want to connect. But that is a nice, quick Moldorm fight down using that hammer. So that will be crystal number 4 already for Fred.
Yeah, I believe hitting up with the hammer is kind of a shorter window than hitting down or across. So, yeah, hitting up is kind of dangerous. But Fred did it, no problem. So I'm trying to think, where would... So we know the mountain is well, I take that back. Will Fred go into TR?
Oh, that's a good point, because, yeah, that opportunity was not available to Slowpoke with the missing sword, of all things.
And really couldn't do it anyway, cause no cane.
And as Fred's getting a little bit deeper and deeper into the seed, you probably start wondering, where is that second sword going to be? Is my go mode actually going to be a second sword?
Yeah, going through these seas with one sword is not fun. Especially if your second sword just happens to be on a boss. Yeah.
Right, or in Ganon's tower.
See, I wasn't gonna be that mean, okay?
All right. But that is blind down on Slowpoke's side, so that is crystal number 3.
Another two items we have to think about. We've already mentioned one with the hook shot. We also need flute to get some Meyer.
Absolutely. Now, wonder if Slowpoke does Smith Chain into here, because there's not a whole lot of options available at this point. I mean, there's Pod. That's on the other side of the world.
Yeah, if Slowpoke had done Pod first, instead of coming to Village of Outcast area, could have done Skull Woods while over here.
Oh yeah, and guess the I forget how many digs that is, but it's a heck of a lot of digs just for 20 rupees.
Too many. I mean, one would be too many digs for 20 rupees.
Fair enough.
We're getting a new check now. So we'll get Smith Chain and also Hammer Pegs.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. Like, it's isolating Magic Bat, but yeah, you get the Hammer Pegs. So yeah, it's gonna be a 3 total new checks for Slowpoke. Keeping in mind, Fred still does not have the book from the waterfall. And there's Boots. Oh wow!
I'll say that's gonna pay off there with those boots.
I'll say, still got to be a little cautious, not having a sword, so you can't just dash completely willy-nilly, but let you go fast, and you got to go fast. And Fred is going to go ahead and attempt Spike Cave here.
Yeah, Fred having a bit more health than Slowpoke, but still, half magic and cape, they'll be fine.
Right. And just for a heart container, though.
Slowpoke using another boost off of the bomb tree there.
Slowpoke's going to pick up that Cane of Samari here.
And also about to get their first sword as well.
And because of that, we'll be able to check I always forget. It's the Bombos tablet by Desert. Is that correct?
Yes, Bombos by Desert.
Okay.
Ether is up the mountain.
Bombos Desert, both same number of letters. I think that's how I'm gonna have to remember. I think that's how I'm gonna remember it.
Or Desert is hot and so is Bombos.
Yeah, that works too. And yeah, Slowpoke doing absolutely as many checks. And oh no, Slowpoke has left the chest behind. What a travesty for him.
I think the chest is just too slow for Slowpoke. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, and Gary is already a spry person. Gary's well known for running throughout the world. And there was Powder over on Fred's side in Skull Woods.
Just a 10-pack of bombs. But that powder's nice. Especially having mitts can go ahead and loop in Magic Bat whenever Fred does decide to do Smith Chain Hammer Pegs.
And just more bombs, so both the tablets are out. Slowpoke probably gonna go do Hype Cave, check Pyramid Ledge, into Pod.
I would imagine so. We know that Pod's gonna be a good play just cause that is where our Fire Rod is. And hopefully lead them somewhere. I'm running out of things to do. I'm running out of play. We need items now.
Right, and we are missing a good number of items, and there's that blue goo for Slowpoke and the rest of a regular Hype Cave. All right, and at least there's red armor for Fred, but Mothula with Fighter Sword is not exactly the most fun of prospects.
Does have half magic, so that's the thing. Slowpoke is going to go ahead and get that ether medallion.
Yeah, and now because now Slowpoke's just got everything kind of handled there, and is indeed going to go up to. Might check out Hobo first before Pod, which would actually be a pretty nice loop in. Yeah, and looks like that's a good call.
Why swim when you can dash all the way there?
Right. Looks like item number 2 is still somewhere in Skullwood, so Fred is checking below the bridge. And just a couple bombs from Hobo.
So we're still looking for that second item inside Skull Woods. Slowpoke is not going to check Pyramid. Not going to miss out on anything because I believe it was just $20.
Right. It was just a little bit of money.
So let's think about where we have to go and what's open at the moment for these runners. Red can now route in Magic Bat. Both these runners can do Pyramid Ledge, or not Pyramid Ledge, Graveyard Ledge, and there's a second item, and Catfish. Slowpoke also has our bonk locations as well. So we have that open to us right now still. And also, forgot Bumper Cave as well.
Having a little bit of trouble opening that chest. And yeah, there's a... I think that the answer is going to be somewhere near desert. It's looking a bit suspicious at this point. And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my fear is that green pendant super early might turn into something. Because we had access to that green pendant since about 10 minutes into this game.
Right. Although logically, and the fun thing is like it's logic because technically you need, the flipper, because those flippers Slowpoke got out of, or the book at least was out of logic, and then picked the flipper to get back in logic. But Fred going ahead and doing, will be isolating King's Tomb there because and it's going to try to Kern jump here.
A good piece of tech for any runner to learn or try.
Yeah, just get that Hinox away from you. And well done, first try. All right, so this is going to be a new check for on Fred's side for those for that catfish check. Probably going to try to splash elite from there to Try to get into Waterfall Cave. Slowpoke having a little bit of trouble trying to get back to the arena main room. There we go. First try.
First try, every try.
Ooh, and Catfish just having 20 rupees.
Here's that splash elite that you were just talking about.
Got it. Okay. Did not get. Was a little bit worried about getting sniped by the Zora right there.
Yeah, not blaming Fred whatsoever for that.
And we'll go ahead and abandon that endeavor for right now. Head up to Zora, which
is just a hard. But we don't know if we actually need that book yet. If there's something in desert and we don't have a flute, we might need the book, but we don't know yet.
So the flute's going to be in desert, is what you're saying?
Essentially.
That would be, and that would be a best case scenario for Slope. Like that would, I think, give Slowpoke a pretty decent advantage. Like and to be fair, like because Fred's ahead on crystals 5-3, but it's a bunch of these kind of overworld checks that making things a little bit tougher. So let's see. I think Fred. Let's see. Oh, Fred hasn't done escape yet.
Yeah, Fred hasn't done escape, which flippers were, I believe, in Zelda's cell.
That is correct.
So, do we see frustration slashes? Because Fred was trying to splash elite there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a. All right, and Slowpoke heading to the back of pod.
All right, so flute, hook shot. Which one's going to be our progression?
I'm thinking we're gonna find flute first, based on a random 50-50 guess. Honestly, yeah, because Fred is gonna definitely be kind of slower getting to the bat, as chat's pointing out, but or rather, Fred's gonna be slower to get into the boots, but we'll be able to loop in the magic bat, which that would be probably close to a last location for Slowpoke.
Yeah, and then of course we do have to find that second sword. Hope for our runner's sake, if it is Master Sword, we do at least find silvers.
Yeah, Master Sword Silverless Cannon is never a fun thing. And 8 arrows to the temple, and King Helmasaur goes down.
Hey, Slowpoke, save and quit out? Question mark?
I think so, because there's not really anywhere else for him to go except for maybe Catfish, and that's. Yep, nope, save and quit out.
Now, I might have missed it. Did Slowpoke do Bonk Rocks?
Not yet. And
so that's probably what. Yeah.
Not yet, as in probably about to do that right now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was gonna say
and King's
left or
Tomb.
right, because it can do King's Tomb as well.
Yeah, and actually doing King's Tomb first kind of lets you go from King's Tomb into Bonk Rocks um, up to like Skull Woods, that area. Especially now with that fire rod. But just a piece of heart. But yeah, where is this progression? Where do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I would like to say Hookshot's going to be right here, but
I mean, an arrow kind of looks like a hook shot, right? And hey, we just got 10 hook shots.
oh my goodness. I, I hate to say this. I think it's Desert. And I think it's Green Pendant. And I hate to say it, but I feel like we were given so much access early to Desert. And it's Green Pendant.
Yeah, it's a total of what, five total items you've got, because you've got Agina's Cave, you got the Desert Ledge, you've got the 2 desert items, and then you've got the Green Pendant turn-in.
Fuck, we need to have a poll in chat. Which progression will we find first? Hookshot or Flute?
I guess one of the nice things though about the powder being here is it's not terribly far out of the way for Slowpoke to check Magic Bat from Skull Woods.
We can get a pet check.
Ooh, that's a good point. Although, yeah, because Turtle Rock, Ice.
We could have Hookshot on pad. We could have Flute on pad.
Yeah.
Well, no, depending on the logic, we could have Hookshot on pad. Because Ice might still require Hookshot.
Right.
Ice logic, it still hurts my brain.
I just, there just comes a point with Ice Palace where it's just, as long if I've got the can of Samaria, I'm good. That's all I really care about. Fred is gonna care about what he finds over here in Hammerpegs, though. And using that fire rod, that's a pretty nice quick Mothula kill for Slowpoke.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
And yeah, Fred's still working on a couple overworld checks. Our 2 runners, though, are getting pretty even at this point for what they've checked and what they haven't. So,
yeah, I believe we are essentially tied up if in locations checked now. Oh, we do have Fred or Slowpoke needing a couple more checks in the graveyard area, but still, there wasn't really anything there.
Right. And Magic Bat just being 20 rupees. And we are going to get a pet check here. So let's see what we get.
Get your pet hyped in chat. Oh, that is the blue cane.
Yeah, that is not going to be required. And yep, so Fred still has a good number of checks still to make on the Smith Chain, but Smith Chain will lead Fred straight to Desert. So that's going to work out pretty nicely for them.
I love the theories we have in chat going on right now.
Swamp
Who
for
dipped swamp for flute to find hookshot in mire?
Oof. Oof. All right, and Slowpoke going back in that way to get a new mirror spot. And yep, Fred is indeed going to desert. So let's see what we've had access to since the beginning of the game, pretty much. Or at least very early on, as we hit the 1 hour mark.
I feel like we're about to have some kind of convergence here. So they've essentially checked all the same areas.
Yeah, this is going to be a magic bat check for Slowpoke, and then probably going straight to... yeah, from there going to desert area. Nothing on the ledge. Oof.
All right, what are our 2 items inside desert?
That's a good point. Fred, I don't think Fred actually checked out what was on the Bombos tablet.
No, Fred did not, because decided to save and quit and go there from Link's house, so did not get that Bombos tablet check, which we know is bombs. So, we know Fred's not really missing out on anything.
Right. It's just, and it really is kind of a peace of mind kind of thing, though, because it's probably not feeling very good to have a couple of those checks kind of weighing on you.
Why do I feel like Big Key is always in that chest in desert?
All right, and just a piece of heart there. So let's see. Does Slowpoke go towards Catfish?
I feel like Slowpoke is at least getting Graveyard Ledge. May get Catfish as well. Depends on if they want to isolate that check or not.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, I remember they'd done King's Tomb. I forgot about them for Graveyard Ledge, though.
That's 2 items. And Fred is saving and quitting out.
Oof.
We did have Pyramid check. I believe it's just $20.
So where is Fred heading off to now? Oh, right.
Bonk
Check
rocks.
all the Bonk Rocks. Check all the Poots locations. Yeah, that green pendant is that's looking more and more worrisome. Or more like a possibility. And it is getting to be one of our last possibilities as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have Hookless Swamp we could go into, but that's also Hookless Swamp.
Right, and we've also got Ice, which might not be in logic. It's at least a couple chests, and both of our runners having the Cane of Samaria, and I'm fairly confident knowing Icebreaker wouldn't need. Oh, right. Fred hadn't checked back of escape yet, which turned out to not be anything, but that's another just one of those, if there had been something back here, that just wouldn't feel good.
So where is Slowpoke heading?
To the pyramid ledge. Yep.
Which we know does not account for anything except for counting money.
Oh, and that's a good point. Turtle Rock's also available.
Yeah, since both our runners now have a sword.
One singular sword.
Hey, one is better than nothing because we can actually check something with it.
That's true. And when we run, It's not going to just immediately hit you. And yep, there's that over on Fred's side.
And we're getting a pet check from Fred. Oh, we got that. We got the book out where Slowpoke is heading to desert.
Yep. And now we're gonna see if Slowpoke so if Slowpoke finishes desert, uh, actually this might be our divergence here because yeah, Fred's going up the mountain. Might go ahead and check Turtle Rock.
And we can get everything except for Tronics in there.
Right, and that's just that's not to say we won't find Ice Rod on Laser Bridge.
I don't want to think about that right now. Oh, let's not forget an ether tablet check first before heading over to TR area.
Although imagine if something was on one of these tablets and now our runners are looking for a second sword.
Again, something I don't want to. I mean, I know it's not possible, but something I don't want to think about.
The Dead Rock's getting in the way a bit on Fred's side.
I mean, Dead Rocks on Death Mountain. I mean, the most annoying enemy in the game and the most annoying area, overworld area of the game.
All right, let's see what. All right, Slowpoke looks like we'll be continuing on as Fred opens up Turtle Rock.
All right, so we're going to get new checks no matter what from either one of our runners.
And one of the great things is both of these plays here are absolutely like they're defensible. They make sense. Like they're all right calls. It's just which one will pay out.
Not having a hookshot Fred will have to take the long way around.
Right, but does remember to take the long way around. Never feels good when you accidentally. And the BMO's giving Slowpoke a little bit of consternation right there.
Oh, there's our hookshot.
There is that hook shot. That is, and yeah, Fred immediately bailing. Little surprised not going to check Hookshot Cave. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
but that is our progression. Well, I guess unless if Slowpoke finds the flute from here, then I guess that's its own thing.
Or a flute or a sword.
But Fred with that hook shot. Okay, yeah, Fred going immediately to Swamp, which it's a good call. It is. It's not only one of your required dungeons, but it's a lot of items.
Yeah, we're going in ABCD mode right now with that.
So Slowpoke is gonna have to run up the mountain pretty much now, because at this point, Fred definitely does have an advantage here.
Yeah. It's gonna turn in that green pendant, see what it is.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah. But it's like a matter of what's the next play gonna be.
and even if it's a sword, because there's still uh there are still three swords out there at this point for our runners. So
Now, I'm gonna propose this to you. If green pendant's flute, do we see oh, it is a
oh,
sword. Okay.
that is our second sword. That is at this point that's required until we find other swords. Wow. And it is going to give Slowpoke a considerable weapon advantage at this point.
Well, I do believe
Oh.
Slowpoke is going into Hookless Swamp.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So scenario. Slowpoke does Hookless Swamp, doesn't find Hook, obviously. Fred doesn't find a sword. Who has the advantage?
Chat. Chat has the advantage.
Chat always has the advantage in this case.
Yeah, that's tough because on one hand, yeah, it's gonna take a bit more time to go up the mountain for Fred to check that hookshot cave. I'm still a little surprised for the low cost of 4 items, um, but that being said, um, yeah, both of our runners are finally in the same dungeon for the first time in I think all match.
Yeah. Only thing is, one of them will be able to finish their dungeon. As I said, see Fred opting to go for bomb strats. I'm not sure. Never. Okay, never mind. I got it. I wasn't sure if they picked up an item in the air, which would have thrown off their bomb. But doesn't matter. Got the bomber down just fine.
And that is kind of one of the other things, because Slowpoke is going to be doing left side swamp without that hook shot. So not only is it going to be it is going to be slower, and it is not going to be able to complete the dungeon. Um, I think going back to your earlier question, I think Fred does have an advantage here. Um, it is going to greatly matter though. Where does Fred go after swamp?
Yeah,
Or
also,
does it matter? Like
yeah.
if we find the flute here, that's go mode. So, well, and a sword. Never mind. We also need a sword. And for better or for worse, the advantage of doing diver down is being shown right here between Fred and Slowpoke. Slowpoke having to do this part of the dungeon the vanilla way takes a considerable amount more time. But so far, Swamp is coming up empty.
Yeah, I would like to note that you could technically still do diver down after that, but you just still have to hit that switch. Or do it, but you wouldn't you have to get the key first before you flood the room. Argus Wit Fodder sword is not the most fun fight.
And Slowpoke gets the bad news, and
We heading to ice?
I think so. Really does not want to go up to Turtle Rock.
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, with the knowledge that we have, yes, I would not want to go to TR as well. But not knowing where Hookshot is, I don't want to make another mountain climb.
That's fair, because you've got to go all the way around. Oh, and there's Flute. Oh, wow. All right, so that is crystal number 6 for Fred. And Fred is just a sword away from go mode.
So we're about to activate that flute and then go into Mire.
Yeah, because Slowpoke needs to go up the mountain at this point, because this is time for Fred at this point.
For Slowpoke's sake, I do hope it is 3 quick items in here.
There we go, walking through walls, and hey, well, there's one item. Oh, this is also, I don't think Fred's checked Lake Hylia Island.
I was just getting ready to ask that. If this is Ether, does Fred know to check Hylia Island to get Ether? Well, it is Quake.
Yep, it is a moot point, and Fred is looking for that. And there's item number 2 over on Slowpoke's side. Bugnet. I didn't catch what was in Checkerboard Cave, but I'm pretty sure it was not a sword.
It was not a sword.
All right, and Slowpoke. Let's see. Oh,
we did get a big key. It was in the first chest, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. I was just curious why they were going back upstairs. And there's item number 3. So, ice is empty. So at this point, it's the last location for Slowpoke, I think, for Turtle Rock. And he is going up the mountain.
Now, will we see Slowpoke do the exact same thing that Fred did and just nope out of there after finding that Hookshot? Because I believe right now, that would be the best case scenario for Slowpoke.
Right. Now, if another sword is in Mire, well, that's the second of something. But yeah, that would definitely be the best case. Because yeah, we're still down to just 2 swords at this point. The other thing is if there are more swords in Hookshot Cave, Will Fred go to Hookshot Cave first? Probably. Because you can still climb GT with a fighter sword, so.
Yeah, that climb though is awful.
Right, you can do it. Don't want to do it.
Have we seen Bitkey yet in Meyer?
I don't believe we have yet. All right, just 50 bucks in that first chest.
That is our second item.
And judging by this behavior, I say that we do indeed have that big key. So yeah, so oh, never
No, we
mind.
don't.
Ugh. So there's still 2 swords out there. Yeah, if they're on laser bridge would be a rough spot for them. Just trying to think of different ways. But meanwhile, Fred is going through Mire here, which will be crystal number 7.
Fred not having hook shot. Realizes that Fred has. Slowpoke doesn't have hook shot. Realizes it.
Yep. And that's a lonely kind of glide. At least the torches burn out in time. If just imagine like, hey, you do that loop and then they burn out like just before you would need them.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's that hook shot and
Mirror.
Slowpoke. All right. Oh,
continue. Wait. Oh,
magic.
We're
Okay,
killing magic.
it's a good magic call, and he is gonna check Hookshot Cave here. Meanwhile, Slapshotfred is gonna try to scrounge up item number 2. It looks like from the big
We
chest.
have both items.
Oh, just for the key.
Shield.
Then? Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, I'd say Fred made the right call, skipping Hookshot Cave right there.
Looks like Slowpoke is heading to
Spike Cave.
Go take care of Spike Cave.
Yep. Up, and there are some double beeps for the first time all seed.
Here's a call. Do we see Fred do Pyramid Fairy before going up the mountain?
Ooh. 2 plus a... I don't think so. Because I don't think so quite yet, because if also using bombs to great effect here. Especially since, you don't really use bombs at this point. At this point, you don't really use the bombs too much, so you might as well soften up the eyes.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, dear. That does not feel good.
Quick swap. It is a gift and a curse.
I think that's the second time that I've seen a mirror away from the Vidi fight.
That
That's
hurts my soul.
that's like 2 minutes. And at least Slowpoke can rush the back, and because all of these other checks are at least along the way.
Good tower down there from Slowpoke.
Also pretty nice because I think we saw the bomb set up on Fred's side, and we saw the Candace Amaria side from Slowpoke.
Yes, we got to see every variation of tower down today. Very nice.
And yet no Harapot. Well, Fred, I think, just got hit by that bunny beam. All right, so where were we?
We gotta soften up the odds again.
Yep, but did have at least the bombs. Did pick up a good number of bombs again. So, and honestly, this is going to be a much quicker Arcos fight for Slowpoke, just by virtue of being able to do sword slashes.
Simultaneous eyeball boss fights here.
Yep. And 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 20 seconds, Slowpoke is in go mode.
And also with that, we have 7 crystals.
But not yet go mode. This is an interesting. This is a really close race here.
So, do we want to start the Candace Tower guessing game?
Well, and then would the game be for Big Key or for Sword? All right, let's see where Fred goes. Fred is not going to be doing Desert and finishing that off. We'll be going to Ice. Okay.
Okay, so, oh my goodness. So we're not starting to. We can technically have it going. No one's getting bombs, bomb upgrade.
Oh,
and arrows possibly.
Arrows, yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic call. Yeah.
And we do have a poll in chat. Is the bit key going to be evens or odds? As we are going to get that Pyramid Fairy check.
But these are a lot of checks that, and granted, Slowpoke doesn't have to full clear, just needs to get that big key. Although the big key isn't in a great spot, and I guess Slowpoke here looking for a third sword will unfortunately be disappointed, but...
or silvers. We still need silvers.
Well, that's a fair point.
Especially if we're doing a Master Sword.
Where do we think silvers are going to be? I mean, at this point, I think it's... I think it's going to be GT. I'm fairly confident.
I think it's going to be post-mortem check, and no one checks it. But for whenever we do get into GT, where do you think that big key is going to be? I'm going to say 6, because that's what I usually say anyway.
All right, now I will say 4.
We want early big key for these peeps.
But now let's see what is in Pyramid Fairy.
Not a sword.
Not a sword. We're still looking.
So that means the swords are more than likely in GT, if I'm not mistaken.
GT, Laser Bridge, Mimic Cave.
Laser Bridge, yeah.
I mean, and there aren't a whole lot of places where they can be at this point. Because yeah, it's either Turtle Rock or GT, really. Because yeah, we cleared out everything else from ice. We got everything. We know what Ped is. Ped's dead. Ooh. I mean, and even Mushroom turn in for a sword, like that's still. Fred might do. Yeah, I think if I were Fred, I would start with GT, even though it's Fighter Sword. As opposed to PR.
I was gonna say if I were Slowpoke, I would not do cutscene. I don't know if they'll do cutscene.
They might.
Fred is gonna go ahead and do Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, and Slowpoke might be looking for info here because I think it's if that is a small key, then it's guaranteed that the big key is in cutscene. And unfortunately for Slowpoke, going for cutscene chest.
So these runners are probably hoping Hope Room has everything they need, such as sword and big key.
Right. That would be the most hope of Hope Rooms at this point. And at this point, like, because both of our runners do have 16 hearts, red mail, so Master Sword Silverless wouldn't be. It could be worse.
It could be worse.
One.
One.
And you get to continue along here. But now, where's a sword?
Like, I guess our big key guess game is where's another sword?
All right, and there's the big key over on Slowpoke's side. Yeah, Fred's definitely going to have a time advantage being able to look for items and a lot of bombs, apparently, in Compass Room.
Chat's already calling sword in Towel Room.
Sword in Tower Room and Laser Bridge. Like, the remaining swords in, like, Tower Room and Laser Bridge would definitely be, that would be rough. That would be rough.
This is crazy. There's a mushroom. And you're just missing it. It could still be a mushroom.
So, one of the things I think that might help Fred, though, I think Slowpoke usually goes left side GT first.
No, it will depend on if Slowpoke feels behind, I would imagine. Of course, if you don't... Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Okay,
Let's
and does go to the bow.
Silvers!
All right, so Fred will likely have silvers. If Slowpoke goes right side, if Slowpoke goes Hope Room, I don't think Slowpoke's not going to pick up those silvers. But
There's
yeah,
another question.
that was a quick Viddy fight.
Yeah. Never mind. There's a sword.
Well, there's a sword. 135.45. Fred is in go mode. And at this point, this is probably about a 1 minute 30 second difference between the two at this point, because Slowpoke needs to climb and find the sword and actually find the key as well. So
if I'm Slowpoke, do I keep looking for another sword or silvers?
at 135, probably looking like to be finished in the next 10 minutes. I don't think so. I think unless it's literally like right along the way, I think it's something you skip. But yeah, Fred with silvers, Master Sword silverless is bad, and I mean Master Sword silvers is still bad. It's just at least the end of the fight gets good.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be spinning to win this fight. So it all comes down to where Slowpoke is getting ready to turn. He's going to go left or right.
And
Slowpoke goes left.
Yep, he will pick up silvers, but yeah, that's and might even find a third sword somewhere, but that is or yeah, he will find a third sword, but there wasn't really any room for margin for error, and Fred definitely has a considerable advantage that keep on going up for a bit. And there is that mushroom. Okay, kind of glad that we didn't have to turn to that mushroom for a sword. And Fred making quick work of the gauntlet, by the way. Already up to the lamp room. And still might check a couple chests up here. Just, I mean, it's still 4 chests. You can still find the third sword for Fred, the 4th overall.
There's those silvers for Slowpoke. As you said, Fred is going to keep checking.
All right. Well, at least Slowpoke's Ganon fight is going to be pretty nice now. Tempered Sword versus Master Sword is such a world of difference. And down goes Moldorm over on Fred's side. Just has to cross this bridge right here. Let's see what is in the Pulse Moldorm chest. And a single green rupee.
All right, so we have Armos on the ice, and we have Agatude. The first pattern really good for Agatude.
I'd say that. I think that ended up being a triple right there. 4, 5. Wow.
That
Yeah.
was a very nice pattern.
Well done.
Keena's like, yeah, you can just go ahead and continue through this run. Go ahead and finish the game.
And for a 30-year-old game, as a surprise, Aghanim turned out to be Ganon this entire time. And dropping down into the fight at 1:03, the Enrichment Center would like to remind you that the companion duck cannot betray you, and in fact, cannot speak.
Now, I wonder if we'll see some. I wonder if we can see some Kane strats here, or if we will see Kane strats.
Yeah, and this isn't and we'll still have a little bit of time for that because yeah, that wasn't a great setup for, or a great placement for Ganon. It was great for Ganon. All right, and on to phase 2 for Fred.
Just got to navigate through the fire bat phase. Oh, this phase is so. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is atrocious with Master Sword.
It is a struggle. It really is a struggle.
But Fred is navigating it really, really well. I say that, and he gets hit by a fire bat.
Yeah. So at this point, yeah, just go ahead and get in there with your with the cape. You've got half magic. You've got a blue potion. Nice quick Lambo 2 fight from Slowpoke.
I believe that we have completed the amount of spins needed to
Yep.
progress to phase 3.
Yep, there we go.
One more spin to drop the rest of the floor, and then we'll see where silvers are. Oh wait, we have them in our hand.
The true weakness, and there we go. We're gonna go ahead and enter phase 4. We didn't get the torch glitch, but that's really not too much of an issue with silvers.
And that is 4 silvers into the big pig there. And Fred just has to cross the final boss of the game, that 1x3 bridge, to take first place overall. And Fred will finish with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 54 seconds. Get those GGs in chat.
GG. That was a really good. That was a really smooth Ganon fight with Master Sword. And I think Slowpoke just saw the news. But we'll continue on with the seed.
Yeah, this close. Go ahead and finish. And we'll get our runners in here as soon as Slowpoke has finished. It's on the Agatude fight right now.
And speaking of, down goes Aga. And here comes the Ganon fight. But now we're gonna see the difference here between the tempered sword and the master sword.
Yeah, as opposed to spinning to win, you can actually just sit back and slash. We'll probably still do some spins just because it can deal more damage to Ganon, but you don't have to worry about having to do every single hit with a spin.
Right. And already on phase 3. And this is going to make the standings really interesting in the Desert Palace division. It's going to bump.
Wait, this is their first game this week?
It is, yeah. Grouchy Old Men will remain at 24 points. In second place in the division, Its Mitts will go up to 18. They're like it's like it goes 30, 24, 21, 18. It's a pretty tight race at the top, and Slowpoke brings down the pig and is about to cross that finish line. Get your GGs in chat for Slowpoke. And we are joined in chat by Slapshotfred and Slowpoke. GG to the both of you.
GG Slowpoke. Thanks.
All right, so Fred, what did you think about that seed? Kind of walk us through kind of your thoughts for trying to find that sword.
Yeah. I was looking everywhere for sword at the end, so I'm still looking where the two one I don't found. I don't know where they are, so there was not much left for me to do. So I don't know, but it was an interesting seed. Could have been much faster than that.
Yeah, I mean, it started out fast for both of y'all, and then it just kind of bottlenecked from there. Yeah, y'all both own Fodder Sword for majority of that race.
Okay. Did Slowpoke find any sword that I didn't?
Yes, and I think we're working through a couple audio issues real quick with Slowpoke.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. I forgot to unmute.
And that's all right. GG Slowpoke.
All right, GG and GG Fred. Yeah,
Yeah,
found
GG.
the sword you didn't find was Green Pendant Turning.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice seed. All right.
And we still don't know where that last sword is at this point. At this point, it's either GT Big Chest or back of Turtle Rock. So actually, and that was the biggest divergence, or the most impactful divergence between the two, with that hook, like finding that hook shot. Fred, kind of what was prompting you to check Turtle Rock there?
I was waiting to check Turtle Rock the first time I go on the mountain and found my mitts, but I was spend that. I don't want to go there, but maybe it's a good idea to go. And I was like, I go or not, I go or not. And when I was finding nothing everywhere after that, I was like, you should have go there when you were there. And when I found the hookshot, I was, I'm so way behind. Sure, it's over. That race is over. It was like, probably Slowpoke will finish in like 5 minutes, and I just found my hookshot. I was sure I was too late.
I think that was my thoughts the entire time. It's like, all right, cool. They probably found the Stumpy sword before I did. And the first time I was up the mountain, I was like, all right, let's at least open up Turtle Rock. Wait a minute. I don't have a sword. I can't open this up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sword locations were really rough this seed. If aside from Stumpy, that was it for the
Yeah.
majority of the race.
But y'all both took very vastly different routes. Fred, I have to ask, checking Uncle and then leaving, saving Quentin, going to Sank. Is that new strat?
No, it's just that what I found there was a bow and something else, if I
Moonpearl.
can remember. Okay, when I found that, I was like, okay, no, I get out of here. I have something else to do, and that wasn't necessarily a good play, but that's what I was thinking at this moment.
Also, as we were scrolling through, and I think Fred, you had one swordless kill on blind. Slowpoke, you had 3 swordless. For have y'all played many very low percent, like very low sword kind of seeds lately?
Not lately by design. I'm trying to remember because I think I have played swordless, but it's been over a year since I did swordless. I think I have gone into GT fighter sword a few times. Not terribly lately. I've just had luck with swords for the most part.
Me, I like swordless, and I've probably practiced hammer blind maybe 4 or 5 hours. So probably that helped for my blind on this one.
Yeah,
But
that paid off.
Yeah.
Y'all both had a very clean blonde fight. We're quite impressed.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll skip over Vidi.
Oh, don't talk about Vidi, please. Jesus Lord. Yep.
So let's see. What are y'all's final thoughts about the seed? Just out of curiosity.
No, sir, I don't like it. Yeah, it's one of those where if you know exactly where to go, it's probably fine. But there's a lot of divergence you can make, like Ice Palace. I know I got baited into going to Swamp Palace. Desert Palace was red herring except for the Master Sword. Turtle Rock, you get your hook shot and get out.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I never call a bad seed. I always call them interesting.
Well, and yeah, because you never know when Sahabat is listening.
Indeed.
Now, if this seed was bad, and Sahabat should feel bad.
So yeah, with that, the Desert Palace division standings are really tightening now. You've got Bottles on Empty like at the top at 30, and then Grouchy Old Man at 24. You've got 21, and then It's Mitts, like y'all went up to 18. So it's getting to be a pretty tight division here at the last part over these last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, indeed. We got a good division.
It's going to be an interesting 2 weeks.
Yep.
So this is race 1 for y'all. Who's racing next for y'all?
For It's Mitts tomorrow, it's Falcon Can.
And for Grouchy Old Men, Lamag83.
All right, and let's see that race tomorrow. Not sure if it's
9
got
p.m. I
a
think.
channel yet. But I'm excited to see how this series for y'all goes. And y'all put on an amazing race. Thank y'all for the show. Again, if you haven't already followed these runners, give these runners a follow because they're amazing.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. Make sure to follow. Yeah, please follow the runners. Thank you again to Maddie Walkherd for pushing the buttons for us. Many thanks to Amarith for restreaming us and making sure that y'all get to watch this race. Okay, any final thoughts?
If you haven't already followed, if you're not following the channel, what's wrong with you? But please follow the ALTTPR League channels. I believe what's it, 2 through 4, if I'm not mistaken, for the league channels. We do have matches already on the books for tomorrow here. We have one that is at 3:10 tomorrow between Tonta Frog and Farm Friends. That is Aridin versus Tabby Cat. And then one tomorrow night at 8:10. That is Elf versus But We're Still Buddies, and that's Flalian and Fentalis. So there's that. Also, Invitational League matches. If you want to help support the LTTPR channels, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. And with that, appreciate all y'all coming out. And y'all have a wonderful night. Later, peeps.
Good night, everyone.